What's up, Vintage World? Welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time here, welcome home. I'm Marcus with Vintage Vibes Studios. I create digital assets for graphic designers to help them create much more efficiently. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to create from scratch a distressed texture. Let's get into it. In the beginning of the video, you saw the before and after. Now I'm going to give you the game on how to create your distressed texture from scratch. So the first thing you want to do is find yourself an image that you want to use for your texture, or if you want to get creative like I do sometimes, go ahead and grab a phone or a camera and find something that you would think would be cool for a texture or distressing. In my case, one time I actually shot a picture of my corkboard and use that as distressing. In this instance, I'm going to go ahead and show you where you can find some images that you can use for free as inspiration or use them for distressing. So here we are in Pexels, and I just searched metal for distressing and found this image, and we're going to use this one. Once you've downloaded your image, drop that into Photoshop. The most important thing we're going to do is check our image size. It's probably the most important thing we're going to do before we do any adjustments, so that those adjustments stay to the dimensions that we want. So we're going to go into image size. No matter what size you want this to be, you want to make sure that your DPI is at least 300. So I'm going to go 12 across, make sure that my DPI is 300, click OK. The next thing I want to do is take out all the color in this image. You can do that a couple of ways. You can go straight into your hue and saturation and take out all the saturation, but I'm going to show you a different way. So let's go into image, adjustments, down to black and white. Once we've done that, we're going to create a new layer. So let's go down to the bottom right hand corner to create new fill or adjustment, and we're going to go ahead and select threshold. I'm going to go ahead and move that to right around the middle. That way this image, your image, will only be black and white. We want it to be as black and white as possible, and I'll tell you why that matters here in a little bit. So once you got that to your liking, our next step is we're going to go ahead and adjust our levels. Image adjustment levels. I'm going to bring my left slider in and adjust my shadows. I'm going to grab my right slider and adjust my highlights and bring those to the left. That way I'm trying to work again as much with black and white as possible. As I move my right slider in, that middle slider or my grays or midtones are going to adjust kind of automatically, but I'm also going to push those to the right, so I'm trying to work again just with black and white. Now our next step is to go into our Camera Raw filter. You're going to find that under Filter, Camera Raw filter. We're going to drop down to where you see texture and clarity, and we're going to adjust those accordingly. Again, these adjustments that I made are probably going to be different than your image, so you're just going to have to play around with it a little bit to see how you like it. So I'm going to move this texture right about here, add a little clarity, and then just a wee bit of grain. So now here's the big step. We're going to combine those two layers. Really simple, Command E, or you can highlight both of those layers and just merge those layers together. Not really a big step, but kind of a big step. Now that you've created your distressed texture, we're going to save that. So let's go up to File. We're going to export as PNG. You can do it as a PSD, but I prefer the PNG. Once you export that, save that wherever it is you want to save that. Name it whatever you want to name it. And we're going to drop that back into Photoshop. All right, now that you drop your distress back into Photoshop, we're going to do a couple of final touches and lock everything in. Let's go to Select, Color Range, and then we're going to select the white. Now that you've done that, go ahead and hit Delete and unselect, or Control D. All right, so remember when I was telling you it matters to work in just black and white, and why? Well, here's why. When we're working in just black and white, when we get in really close here, you can see that this is really down to the pixel, and I don't have any transparent pixels whatsoever. This is going to be crucial, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're now going to apply our distressing to our artwork. Copy everything from your distressing, drag that over into your artwork document, put that on top, right click on that distressing layer, and create a clipping mask. and now you've applied that distressing directly to that artwork and it's still live, you can move this distressing around however you want to. Let's say you don't like so much distressing in one portion of your design. We can move that around. Before I show you step number 2, the reason why we want to work right down to the pixel and make sure that we have no transparent pixels is when you go to print this, whether it's DTF, DTG, what have you, you want to make sure that you don't have any transparent pixels, because even those transparent pixels will pick up ink and that can lead to ghosting and stuff like that on your design. That's not what you want. You want your design to be as crisp as possible, even when you're doing vintage design. All right, so the second way that I want to show you how to apply your distressing is very similar to the first. We'll go into our design, make sure we're at the top layer, and on that top layer, what we're going to do different in this second option, we're going to create a layer mask. So go down to the bottom right hand corner, create a layer mask. Now we're going to alt click into that layer mask and then paste our distressing. We're going to size this up accordingly, and then we're going to click out of our layer mask. Now if we add a layer underneath our design, we can fill that color with whatever we want to. And as you can see, this works right down to the pixel again. It's actually removed portions of the design. You can do the same thing with option 1. You would just have to click onto the dark or the shadow portions of your distress and delete those portions of the distress. Add a layer underneath that, and then you can change the color accordingly. I hope that helps somebody out when it comes to making your own distressing. If it did, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. If you're looking to start your graphic design journey, I've got a free Vintage Vibes starter pack for you. I linked it in the description. You're gonna get a ton of information. You're gonna get text styles, you're gonna get gradient maps, patterns, you're gonna get design information, all to help you navigate through the noise that can be overwhelming sometimes. So I linked that in the description. If you got anything out of this, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.